Hallihallo, ihr Lieben. Wir sind heute hier in Berlin mit Winston von Parkway Drive. Tatsächlich haben wir uns gestern hier den Roadmovie Viva The Underdogs anschauen können in der Premiere. Und wir werden jetzt ein bisschen darüber quatschen und über das, was für Parkway Drive so in der Zukunft ansteht. First of all, thank you so much for taking time for us again.
Thank you. Okay.
Great to see you. It's not even 24 hours after the German premiere of your movie. How does that feel?
Weird. Really weird. Because I don't know, it's different to a record. So for me, I kind of forgot how much of a big deal this kind of was until 2 days ago. And then we went down to where the premiere was and there's all the screens with the logo and everything. Oh, yeah, it's crazy, huh?
We saw it from the outside. And
and we're standing there and I'm like, oh my God. Okay. Yeah. And then it kind of hit me. So I'm still strange. Yeah.
Also einmal zur Erklärung, die Premiere war gestern im UCI IMAX-Kino hier und draußen vor dem Eingang waren halt überall so große Digitalwände, auf denen wurden halt sowohl der Film als auch die anstehende CD, auf die wir gleich noch zu sprechen kommen, vorgestellt hat auf richtig großen Leinwänden, 10 Stück, ich weiß es nicht, über mehrere Sekunden hin und das ist schon quite impressive, right? Did you even get the chance to sleep, or did your phone ring all night with people being like, "Oh my God, I'm mind blown by what I've just seen"?
I turned the phone to silent, but yes, when I woke up this morning, it was there was a lot of messages. But it's been a very interesting 24 hours because Australia happened, and then it happened here, and then I wake up and America is happening. So the worldwide response has been really. It's just been very interesting because it's different from just going, I like the sound of these songs. Mm-hmm. People are now seeing a different part of me and a different part of us. So to have them, like, I have friends saying, I never knew this is what you did. And everyone is trying to talk to me, which is, it's really, really cool.
How was it to see your own face on the big screen? I mean, it was a huge cinema.
Yeah, my face was big, huh? I was really happy that I didn't have many pimples. So,
no.
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was just a very surreal experience to watch it in that capacity and have it look that good too. I was really stoked. Yeah. Not me, the movie looked good.
I think both of it looked great, so you done quite well. How many times did you watch the movie before it went to the big screen, like roughly in production?
Couple of hundred, I think.
Yeah?
Probably. We were doing about two edits a day. The way we did it was that we got a few edits back, and then when it came to around the last few weeks, we'd do one in the morning, watch the entire movie, make your little notes on it, send it back. Then we'd go and play a show, and then we'd come back after the show with a new edit, watch the entire movie, make the notes, send it back, wake up at 7 a.m., do it again.
How many days did it take?
That process? For us, that process was a few weeks.
Okay.
And we weren't even doing most of the work. We were just watching it, doing little changes. There was Alan and the team there for like 24 hours a day for just weeks, just working. So I feel lucky to not do that.
So you met Alan in the recording process of the music video The Voice,
yes,
right?
Yeah, he directed that.
And did you already decide at that moment, we want to do a movie with him, or what's the story behind it?
He decided.
Oh, he decided?
Yeah, which was really strange. So we decided that we wanted to do another documentary and started filming, and we actually started filming when we were writing Reverence. So we had a lot of stuff, but we still didn't know what to make and why to make it. We just started filming again. And right around the time when we decided, okay, let's do something, Alan contacted us and said,
I want to do it.
Yeah. But he didn't know we were talking. He just said, I have a proposal.
Okay.
I would like to make a documentary about it.
But he's not a metalcore guy or anything. He's like completely outsider from
outside of it, completely outside. So that was why we were like, this is perfect, because we know we liked working with him. We know he's good, and we also trust him to see something interesting for everybody. That's not just, I mean, when we're in our band, we think things are interesting that are not interesting, and we also think like that everyone knows what's going on. So having that perspective was what we wanted.
So he has another perspective on everything because he's not
outside,
part of the scene.
Not part of it, not part of the scene at all. So it was really, really fun having him it's fun and annoying having him around.
You guys worked really close together, right?
Yeah,
So you've
yeah.
been on. Did you direct him, or did he just say?
No, he
"Let it
directed
go"?
us.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
so
he directed us.
You didn't. Did you give him any anything that you wanted to be in the movie, or did
No.
you just let him go do his thing?
We basically just let him take charge, and we trusted that. Like, he wasn't there all of the time. He said, I'm going to come here and I'm going to come here and I'm going to come here because we think these shows will be what's important. And these shows are going to be probably the successful shows. And they also, half of them happen to be the ones where they were like train wrecks. Like, you can't plan for everything being fucked. But yeah, he basically would direct in the sense of just saying these are going to be the important parts of the touring schedule and let's film them. But you can't really plan. You couldn't plan. Even like the idea of us ending at Wacken. Yeah. Like, if that show had been bad, I mean, what's the movie? What's the storyline? Like, it could be, we could all be screwed. It was all still just like faith on this is going to be a very interesting thing for people to see, like, for good or bad. So,
because I got told there's like footage for another probably like 10 movies because you've been recording for 4 to 5 years. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how did you decide? How did you narrow down the images you wanted to show?
Well, we had too much. And it came down to the concept of it, which is why we're excited to work with Alan, because we didn't want to just do another like highlight travel reel, because we'd done it before. And what we thought would be interesting, and then what Alan also thought would be interesting, would be to show the detail, because no one ever knows the detail of what it's like being in this band. They see the highlight, like, we play a show when we travel here. This is crazy. Oh my God, everything's happy. That's great. Yeah, woo, ah. And we didn't want to do it again. We've done it already. And all the other stuff that goes on is the reality of being in this band. And that's the human part of it and who we actually are. And that was it. So if you do a long period of time, you can't focus as much. So we shortened the time and tightened the focus.
Yeah, you give a really like a private and close look until who you really are, and you also show us the struggles you've been facing. How was that for you? How did that feel to open up about it and open up about it? It was
interesting because like it's hard to do in front of the camera, and it took us a while to be able to do that and for him to be able to get that out of us, because you have a tendency when the camera is on you to like close up and like make a joke or smile or like just go, nah, stop filming. And it took a while to like drop that and then for him to be able to get the real stuff. And after that happened, it was an interesting process to know that like getting me having a meltdown like after Resurrection, and then him showing me later and going, "We're okay to use this," and me going, "Yeah, I sound like a dick."
But I think that's what the people like about you, that you're honest and everybody.
That was it, and like for every part, like there wasn't anything that we cut because we were like, "No, we sound like dickheads." Like people can't see us like acting like that. They'll think we're assholes. So we're just like, "No, this is real." Like it shows the stress, and that was what we were trying to do. We just tried to stay real to the vision of that the entire time, being authentic.
How did it feel for your crew, like being on the big screen and being like recorded all the time? Because
I'm not sure.
You include the crew quite a lot.
Yeah. So last night in the premiere, when I walked into the cinema to watch, I was talking a little bit, and then I just heard Winston. And I was like, stuck my head over the balcony, and all of our pyro crew were sitting in front of me.
Oh yeah, I know. Like,
and I was like, "Hey boys, how you doing? This is good." And then I remembered, like, they haven't seen the movie yet. They don't know that I've had all these breakdowns and fuck this, fuck that, everything went wrong. And I was like, ooh, this will be awkward. but
I think they had fun. They've been the ones shouting and like celebrating.
They seem to have a really good time. And at the end of the day, I think they know how much we respect them and we love them, because they do a fucking incredible job.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't get to see it as much in the movie as well because it's about us. But like the amount of work that our crew do, we really we can't set up a stage. We can play music, and even then, like, we're stoked to do it. And they work for like 20 hours a day putting that together.
Yeah,
so we can go and have fun for 2 hours and then leave them and they take it all down and do it again the next day.
So wild. Like you put a lot of pyro on stage and did you ever get burned, or how many times did you get burned with the
Not
pyro?
so much. We've been pretty good with it.
Really?
Australia, the last tour, actually, I had like a wind change during Crushed.
Oh, okay.
And like the flames at the front like went from that direction to all of a sudden like up over the top of me. And I just had to step back. But it wasn't really bad. It was just flash burn. So we're professional with it. As much as you see us smiling and jumping around, we know exactly where things are going and when it's going off and how hot it's going to be. The ones you don't see are when we're testing everything at pre-production to how big we can go. Yeah. Because there's times when we're like, okay, do everything now. And then we're just like, we've literally set everything off and everyone ran out of the room because it was so fucking crazy and it was terrifying. And we're like, no, that's
too much of it. Okay. So I don't want to spoil too much about the movie, but can you tell us your favorite quote somebody is given in the movie? Come on.
The favorite quote.
Let me say, mine is the pine cone.
I was going to say the pine cone. I was going to say that too. It's pretty good, that one. Yeah.
So we got to wait for that.
Wait for the pine cone. You'll know
it. So most of the footage is being recorded in Germany. What's your special relation to Germany?
Yeah, it's weird. I didn't realize that until I watched it back. I'm like, man, this is all Europe, isn't it? But I think it's been where that rise and that challenge really has affected us so much because a period of time a couple of years ago, Germany kind of overtook every other place in terms of like the band's popularity and where the size venues were playing and what we could do. Like we're playing catch up everywhere else in the world now. Australia even is only just realizing the show that we've been doing for the last 5 years and going, what the hell is this? We're like, this is just what we've been. We just haven't been able to do it here. So these shows, like playing the arena shows for the first time, it's a challenge. They're big markets. It's a big like area of the world to tour. The stakes are high, and this is where the story was taking place, basically. And this is where the festivals were and everything like that. So this is where this one just happened to be, most of it happened to be based. That was it. So
sure.
It's just a period of time. Yeah.
What's your fascination about Wacken Festival? Because I don't know how you feel about it, but for like mainland Europeans, it's a metal festival, and then there's so many others.
Yeah.
So, but for everyone that is not European, it's like the festival.
The thing. Yeah. It's like we have people in our town before we even knew what it was that would like make that pilgrimage every year because of like Wacken's history and the size of the thing and the lineups that there would be. And I can remember the first time we ever came over, seeing that lineup and thinking it had to be fake.
One day.
Yeah. And just like, not even one day thing of just going, what the hell is that festival? Look at the bands that are playing and the amount of bands, and then hearing how big it was and just going, Jesus Christ. And then finding about how it was formed and everything. And the fact that it is a very metal festival, to be able to play like a headlining slot there and be like Parkway Drive, the surfer dudes from Byron who've never really fit in anywhere and don't have the metal name or anything like that. But to have that, be able to like have the chance to be in that position meant a lot to us. Like it's just like there's a lot of integrity behind that. So for us, it was a very big stepping stone. So it was the kind of thing where we could see the possibility of it being amazing, but I could also imagine us being not metal enough and people going, like in your brain, like when you're always told like, you're not this, you are that, you're soft, you're not heavy enough, you're too heavy, blah, blah, blah. Like we've always felt like we didn't fit in. Like people,
do you think that's why people love you? Because you're
100%.
not fitting in? But like the good kind, not like the...
Yeah, but...
You are who you are. And that's
100%. But at the same point in time, it's very hard not to see and hear criticism. Like it's not like I have ever had anyone come up to my face and say, fuck you, you sound too soft. But at the same point in time, I've seen plenty of people write it. and you can't unsee that. It always affects you in some way, and you always have that in the back of your mind. And when you have that much pressure on you, anything can make you doubt. So yeah, we've always had doubts about ourselves.
Well, let me tell you, for what I've seen so far, you've done quite well.
Yeah, that's it. But the thing is, all of it always gets washed away whenever we stand on stage. Every time you get on stage, it's just like, oh, what the fuck do we ever worry about? We've always been treated amazing, and our fans have always been incredible, and the shows are always mind blowing.
But you're still always overwhelmed, right? Sometimes you can't find words, smiling all
100%.
over.
Like because how can you describe that feeling? And it's only for like that short amount of time, and then you get off stage, and it's just life goes on. And in that moment, it's all worth it. Like all the of course,
beautiful,
of course.
So there's also going to be a live recorded CD of that Wacken gig, which is going to be out 27th of March. Is that live CD just a logical step?
It's really weird because we just had the idea of like, if there's a movie, there can be a soundtrack to the movie, which can be some live songs. And originally it was only going to be a handful of songs, and we're just going to pick them. But then when we got the sound files back from the recording, we're just like, wow, this sounds really good. And we started picking songs, and we're like, yeah, it's this song or that song. Let's just use both. This song, that song. Let's just use both. And we're just like, everything just goes on. The hell with it. Just push them all on, and we'll just have a whole record of it. And we literally didn't do anything. We just gave it to the mixers, and George and Dean mixed it up in the studio, and not like we had to fake anything. We're just like, fuck, this is
It's already there.
Yeah, it's there. It was the easiest record we've ever had to make. But yeah, it captured it well.
There's also going to be some German songs on it. Whose idea was that?
All of ours and Oisy's.
Obviously, Oisy.
Yeah. Oisy's like, you'll find out in the movie, but he likes to make fun of us a lot. But he always like sarcastically sings the songs, and he really loves our band. He actually does. So one of the days he was singing Vice Grip, and then he sung like the chorus in German. We were like, whoa, that's really cool. And then sing the next part. And
Did he give you German lessons, or who gave you German lessons?
No, Casper translated the songs for us.
Oh, okay.
And then from there, I had to remember just his translations as best as I could. And then my sister-in-law, Izzy, is from Berlin. So I sat with her, and she went through everything with me. And
the pronunciation and everything.
Went through the pronunciation and the sound placement and everything to do with it. Because I was like, if we're doing this, it's not just going to be like, I'm going in and making some noise and hoping it sounds German. I was like, this has to be legit. You have to sing it properly.
Was it hard?
Yes and no. It was really interesting because the amount of work that we did, and this comes down to Izzy being really, really good. She had as a vocalist, when you say, place the sound here in your mouth or in your throat or anything like that, you can understand. And she just happened to be very good at explaining the German language and the sounds. And when they clicked in my head, it just flowed, and all of a sudden it started making sense, and the translation made sense and everything, and we just would get on a roll. But then I'd snap back out of it into like Australian German, which would just sound not German at all. And she'd just be like, "No, you're sounding Australian. You're sounding French. Like that's not right." But it was about as fast as to actually record as it was to do the English, which was really surprising. Like we took half the studio time to do it, and we're like, "Wow, this is cool."
So now there's some German songs. Is there also going to be, you just said French or Spanish or other songs for the other countries?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like we're like, do we just do like a world music album next time? Everyone gets a song in a different language. Yeah,
Swedish.
Yeah, I already had like a Belgium interview. I was like, we will feel left out now. Like,
I think everybody else
Flemish, and he's just like, I don't think it would sound so good. But it was also the fact that it just sounded cool. Like the German language suits metal really, really well.
It's like a really hard.
Yeah, it's really, really good. And that's kind of what drew us to it in the first place. But also, like when we're doing it, we're like, can we do this? I'm like, well, Bad Religion did it, so fuck, we can do it.
There we go. So how did you meet Casper? So he does the third song, like Schattenboxen he does?
Yeah. He's friends with Oisy. And like he'd come to some gigs before, and then we hooked up a couple of years ago. And from there, like that's why we're just like, always was like, oh, I'll see if I can get Casper to help with the idea.
Well, he's a hardcore kid at heart. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. So he understood it really, really well and understood like changing it over because it's not like word for word. It's really a reimagining of the song in another language. So his work with the lyrical translation was amazing. And then we're like, yo, what if we do shadowboxing and like we just let Casper go crazy on the verses?
So what's the German name of the songs?
Hey,
Can you tell us the 3 German names of your 3 songs?
Die Lehrer, Würgegriff, Schaffensprozess.
Yay!
Yeah. I'm going to be like, I love them. We love the songs. Like the idea is if we did them well enough and if I could remember them, like we can play them. And that's 100% going to happen.
Talking about playing them.
Yeah.
Are we going to see those songs performed in German on your upcoming tour in April?
People want it, yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that's
everyone now is excited for that.
Yeah, see, we didn't know. We really didn't know. We just created this project with the idea of it literally just being going, we care. This is for you if you want to listen to it. But we wouldn't know if people love the English version so much that they would like, no, give me the original, or if this would be something which would connect. And the idea was always like, if we can play these live, of course we'll play them live. And I'm like, I want to so bad. So I was just like, please be good. Please make people enjoy this.
Well, there's going to be a lot of people at these shows in April because we had a peek into the selling numbers and a lot of shows are nearly sold out. And
shit. Okay, cool. No pressure. Thank you.
But yeah, you excited for April then?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, really excited. Like it's, if there's one thing about like the whole process of making this movie, it was watching the live footage and just going, oh man, I can't wait to gig again. So yeah, it's good. We've been working like the show, like the lineup's amazing. It's always amazing to play here. They're going to be the biggest shows we've ever played. I was just like since, and I was like, no, they're the biggest gigs. Get to play German songs, and the whole show as well is another evolution again. Like it's a whole nother step. So
do you still feel like you're under pressure?
Oh yeah, there's always pressure. That's the thing. But that's what pushes us. Like if you don't have pressure, you don't move anywhere.
Wow, you do evolve.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, it's just we take it, and I mean it means you're doing something right.
So you had a huge road movie in cinemas all over the world. You have a live CD out next month. In 2 months, pretty much. And so we just wondering the next step, which will be like having an anniversary thing. How about that? How about Deep Blue anniversary?
Yeah, probably not.
Sorry.
It's, the thing with anniversaries, like is basically like it's a rabbit hole. We did the Horizons one, but we're like, if we start doing these, every album is going to have an anniversary every other week.
Okay, where do you start? Where do you stop?
Yeah, and to be honest, we're not that nostalgic as a band. Like Horizons, we did really specifically in Australia because that was a very important album for like the entire like scene and culture in Australia in terms of that music. It was a real crazy turning point. But everything else, like, it's weird. It's just what I love about music is the reflection of playing a part, like a reflection of who I am. And the further it goes back, the less I can relate to like that time, just because like we've grown. So
yeah,
it's not
you've been growing as a person and as a band.
Yeah, that's it. And it's not looking back and just going, wow, that was bad. It's just more the thing of like looking at a different life kind of thing.
Right.
And because at the end of the day, all our music is just a reflection of who we are at that point in time. So, yeah.
Okay. So, well, we are really, really excited for what's to come on that April tour because everything we've seen so far is quite epic, and everyone is wondering how can it be even
more epic?
Yeah, everyone is like,
it can be.
It can be. You can tell us that already.
Yeah, no, it's just different again. Like it's the same, but it's different. It's the whole idea with any kind of album cycle is we create a show which we have a very large concept and then we take it down a few levels so then it can continue to grow again. And what I would always love from a show is people to be able to go to a Parkway Drive gig, see it, go, that was incredible. I loved this, and this. And tell their friend and say, you have to come because you have to experience these parts. And then when they come, there's that, but there's more. And it's just you're like, oh, that was the thing I told you about, but I didn't see this bit coming. I didn't see this coming.
Have to drive to another city. See it
Yeah,
again.
that's it. So that's kind of like that's our approach with things. It's always different levels, and the idea of giving people everything that they loved, but then something new as well.
Well, we are definitely excited for it. Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Last but not least, do you want to send out a little German message
Oh,
to
God.
our fans? And come on.
Oh, I'm still very ignorant. Dankeschön for all of the years. And hopefully one of these days when you say, do you want to send out a German message? I will give you a complete German message in the language that I then can speak. So, yeah.
We're going to meet again and I'm going to ask you.
Yeah, I know. This is going to be an ongoing thing, huh? We'll see how we go next year.
Right. Thank you so much.
Oh, pleasure.